Hi, everyone. Today I will be doing a tutorial requested by this person. Let's get started. First, import your 𝒂𝒾𝓇. Use the magic wand tool to delete your background. Follow what I do. Also select the gray background squared thing in the squares. It helps you delete the background when imported. Now use the eye drop to get the color of your hair and use the bucket tool to fill it in. I already speeded it up, so if you want to skip this, you can. So now go into brushes, blending mode normal dip pen force fade. Follow what I do. Skip to 1:18 if you don't want to watch this. Also, if your 𝒂𝒾 has outline in their hair, use the eye drop to get its color and do the same thing. Also, feel free to skip this to 1:38. Dip pen multiply force fade. Get the color of your 𝒂𝒾's hair and follow what I do. Now, if you're starting to get this, skip to 3:02. Lower the opacity to whatever works for you. Now for the blur, just follow what I do. If you already know how to do this, skip. Add layer blending mode. Add dip pen force fade. Since my 𝒂𝒾's hair color is black, I chose a lighter color so it would work. Follow what I do. Oh, and I forgot a step, 'cause you'll need this for the next bit. Do something like this to every tip of your 𝒂𝒾's hair. Go back to 1:38 if you don't know how to get the brush. Do it between layer 5 and 6. Now blur every strand of it. Ignore this. I made a mistake. Adjust layer to your liking. Add layer and do the same thing as 3:31 but with add. Follow what I do. Add layer blending blending mode. Multiply brush pen fade force fade. Follow what I do. Oh, and you'll need to watch an ad to use the brush. Now blur it. For this part, you'll add another layer. It's the same as the current layer, but your brush needs to be about 3.5 px. This is optional, but I prefer it bigger for this type of brush. Add layer blending mode. Add pen brush fade force fade. You basically need to trace the parts you drew on your previous layer, but make it smaller to give it a better effect. Lower the opacity and blur it. This is optional, but it depends on your 𝒂 hair color. Add layer blending mode. Add pen brush fade, force fade brush around 3.5 px and draw tips around the hair. Add layer blending mode normal, pen outline fade, and follow what I do. You see a square here. You'll need to get the hair of your 𝒂 hair, and for the normal color box choose black. I don't know how to explain, so just follow. Draw them in places you feel like would work. Now duplicate the hair and use the transform tool to move the duplicated layer a bit. Make sure they don't get out of the hair and lower the opacity of the duplicated layer. Add layer blending mode. Add pen brush dip pen hard force fade and get the color of your hair. I made it lighter cause I thought black would be too dark. Use the airbrush eraser to erase it a bit. Add another layer and use the same brush as the previous layer, but make the brush 3.5 px. Follow what I do. Like the previous layer, use the airbrush eraser to erase it a bit. Add layer blending mode. Multiply brush airbrush normal and highlight the main parts of the hair. You can also erase the parts that are not in the hair. Now add another layer and do the exact same thing, but with blending mode. Add. Also, feel free to lower the opacity if you're not happy with it. Add layer blending mode normal pen outline fade, this time without force fade, and follow what I do. Use the transform tool to adjust if not happy with it. Lower the opacity to 50. And you're done. I apologize if my tutorial isn't easy to understand. It is my first one after all, and I would like to improve. I hope this helped to the person who requested this. But that is all for today. Bye, folks.